Jazz tutorial. Hello, Team Awesome. Yes, I'm calling us Team Awesome now. Any one of you that's subscribed here or is watching this, you are all part of the team. We are all Team Awesome here. We make awesomeness happen. So, with that said, let's get started. So, what are we doing this week? Well, I happened to be glancing on Google.com and found a cool draft punk type of styled text and thought, let's recreate that in Photoshop and see how it's done. So by pulling apart each and every aspect of the text I saw, I figured, hey, this is cool. And then I was on another website, and they also showed a draft punk, I guess, tutorial. No, well, it was kind of a tutorial, but kind of not. It was like, well, yes, it was, I guess you can say. And they were showing you a bit about how to do certain things to make a draft punk inspired tutorial. So I figured I would share that awesomeness with you guys because I think it's cool, and I figured you'd want to know how to do it. So this is the texture we need. It's down below in the description. I would never leave you hanging. Well, I might, but I would tell you that anyway if I was. So open this, and once you've opened this, you need to make now a new. Now, before I go anywhere, you'll notice it's all my layers here, and believe me, it's a lot of steps, kind of, sorta. So I figured I would do it all for you guys over here, and just go layer by layer, so you're not watching a whole 55-hour whatever video. So after that, you're going to add a hue and saturation adjustment layer above your texture layer. And when upon doing so, you need to drop the lightness down to nearly nothing, -80. And once you drop your lightness, you will then get a purely black-like image. And that's exactly what you want to see. Alright. Then, you're going to add a new layer above your hue and saturation. And this one needs to be a white to transparent gradient color. Oops, hold on. Yeah. So select white to transparent gradient. And then you want to select your radial, which is right here. And you want to make a small little circle. You want to make a circle right in the dead center of your image. So you'll see here. Well, you won't see right away. You'll see here I have a big white circle in the dead center. That's what you want to see. Then change that layer's blend mode to overlay. And voila. You get a small little circle in the middle, and it kind of lightens up the middle of that lovely texture. Okay, let's keep going. Then, make another layer above that little dot you just made. And this is going to be a clouds layer, so make sure the black and white are in your swatches when you do this. New layer. And on the new layer, go to Filter and Render. Filter, and of course Render, and click Clouds. Once you've done that, click your layer's blend mode to overlay, and drop your opacity down to nearly nothing, which is 30%. Okay, and you will see this kind of an image right now. Okay, now that our background's made, let's go with the text. Alright, now the text can be a bit confusing because it's going to be 3 different layers upon this whole thing. So what I've done, I'm using a lovely cool paint-like texture text font, and I found this on dafont.com. I will leave a link below to where you can download it, so that way you can use it, because you will need this. It will make it look really popping and awesome. Type your text, and you can use any size you like. I've used quite a large size, since my canvas is quite large itself. And once you've done so, you then need to rasterize your layer, only because we're going to be doing a lot of weird stuff to it, and if it's not rasterized, some of the stuff you can't do. So rasterize your text layer by right-clicking, and yay. Alright, I'm going to delete that layer because I have it already made in another previous layer. Alright, once you've done that, you are then going to double-click on your lovely text layer. So, we're going to add a drop shadow, and the blend mode will be multiply, and this will be your color, which is black, obviously. You want to have a -30 angle, 5 for the distance, 0 for the spread, and 10 for your size. Then add an inner glow. You want to use black yet again. 70 for your opacity, and normal is your blend mode. 0 for your choke, and 4 for your size. And then we're going to add a bevel and emboss. You want to have 20% depth, 10%, 10px for your size, 0 for your soften, negative 30 degrees for your angle, and 25 for your altitude. Over here on your gloss contour, click the anti-aliased thing, and then you want to select the twin peaks, which are right here, or the ring double, I should say. And if those are not in your contour section, you may need to load them, but I'm 100% positive you have them in Photoshop. They're just set in your preset section of your Photoshop folder. So just load those and you're good to go. Alright, highlight mode is white, obviously screen for your highlight, 100% opacity for that, and then your shadow mode is the standard multiply in black. Only difference is your opacity is 80%. Alright, and last but not least we have satin. You need to use multiply for your blend mode, and this is your color of choice. It is a dark blue, navy blue I guess you'd say. And then you have a negative 25 degree angle, 10px distance, 20px for your size, and again with the little twin peak things here, the ringlings. And make sure invert is selected and click OK, and you will have that. Oh yeah. Alrighty-roo. Now, we need to duplicate this text layer again. So, duplicate your text, and on your duplicated layer, you're going to right click and you're going to clear all of your layer styles. Alright, I've done so on a previous layer. And on this lovely layer, you're going to add a color overlay. It's going to be black with 100% opacity set to normal. Now here's where the fun comes in. Over here, make sure your lovely little move tool is selected. Then, using your arrow keys, you want to 3 times push the down key. 1, 2, 3. Then, push it 3 more times to the right. 1, 2, 3 to the right. And then you will have your own little drop shadow that you just made. Alright. You can't really see it quite yet, but believe me, it's there and it's going to look awesome. Alright, once you have that, you then need to go ahead and duplicate that layer one more time. Alright, that's my lovely copy there. And make sure the copy layer is below your original text layer. If I didn't mention that before, but make sure your lovely text copy is below your original copy. The original text needs to always be on top of all of your copied layers we're doing. So then below your copy layer, then you can place your lovely copy of your third text. So you have 3 copies on there now. Third one being at the lowest point of your text. Alright. And then again, you'll have to clear the layer styles on that one and add new layer styles to this one. So double click it. Outer glow settings, you want to have white with an overlay blend mode, 100% opacity, spreads at 2, size at 5, and your range and all that's the same. Now inner glow. A white for your color, blend mode overlay, 100% opacity, 0 for your choke, and 5px for your size. Then you're going to add a gradient overlay, and you're going to select the rainbow one. Now this rainbow one is automatically in Photoshop. I'm 100% sure on this one as well. If it's not, you'll need to go to your presets and load it into Photoshop, but I know it's there. That's how I got it. It's going to be this one right here. Click that. Click OK. You're going to have a 180 degree angle on that one. And all the rest is the same. Click OK. We need to go ahead and erase and kind of hide some of the color in your... Oh my gosh. Whoa. You're probably like, where's my color? I don't see it. Here's what you gotta do now. With your move tool still selected, you're gonna then do the keyboard effect. But this time, you're gonna go 3 times to the right, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 times down. So right first, then down. and then you will see your color. Woo, got too ahead of myself right there. Alright, then now that you see your color, now that you see your lovely text color, we're going to then go ahead and zoom in a bit, and we're going to now start to erase parts of the color that don't really match or are too bright for your image. To do so, you're going to then need to add a mask layer onto the opposing side of your last layer, which is your third consecutive copied layer. Okay, once you've done that, grab your lovely eraser tool. A medium-sized brush is okay. I believe I use 37px, soft round brush, and just erase different parts of your text. Mostly the top of it here, mostly the top to be erased, and blend it in so it's kind of subtle, not too bright and not too dark. Alright, there we go. We're right there. So you should see this. This is where we're at right now. If you don't see any of what you're seeing on my screen, you've done something wrong, and you will need to go back, pause the video, go back, see what you did wrong, and then fast forward and get to where we are coming up. Alright, now, you could stop right here, but no, we're not like that. We are JazzedTutorials. We are awesome people, and awesome people always go a step further. So let's keep going. Once you've done that, we're now going to add another layer. Another layer. How many more layers could we have? A lot more, trust me. We're going to add a new layer, and this one is going to be a brush layer. I will provide these brushes in the description box below because you will need these to give the final effect you're looking for. They are star brushes. You can grab any of the two you like, either the 48 one or the 215. You will, however, need to resize these because they will be too large for your lovely document and your text. So, I believe I used a Frown 49px brush. I think, yeah, something like that. And select your brush, make a new layer, then go over here to your lovely color. Select your color by using your eyedropper tool. Select the color in which you want to place the brush. I'm going to place mine right here, so I'm going to select that red color. Oops. Why aren't you working? Oh, you know why. Here. Alright, so I select red. Click OK, and then you can place your brush right there. Boop. And see that? That's the effect you want right there. It looks like it blends in. And make sure this layer is below the rainbow shadow layer you just made. Or, yes, boom, below it. That way it blends in and not too weird looking. Alright? You feeling me? Or are you kind of lost? I feel like I've lost a bunch of you right now, but trust me, the outcome's awesome. Okay, and do that for almost every letter you have. As you'll notice here, I have it for almost every letter, and each color has to be the same color as that particular letter. So for that I use red, and then for this one I use yellow, green, blue, and so on. So using your eyedropper tool, grab the color that suits that particular letter, and it will blend in nicely and you'll look awesome. Alright, then next we added another layer on top of that, and this layer is just going to give that color you just added with the stars a little more depth and more brightness and awesomeness. So make a new layer above that, a brush layer, and you're going to grab your gradient tool again, and this needs to be a white to transparent one, and you're going to add, hold on. There we go. You're going to add another radical circle, but you're going to add small circles inside, or not inside, but on top of where you've placed those brushes. So right here where the red is, I'm going to add a circle like this. So you can't really see it that well right there because I'm on a new layer, but here, I'll make a new layer, I'll show you what I mean. So a circle here, white circle there, a white circle there, and a white circle here. And then once you've made all of your circles that suit every brush place you've made, then you can change that layer to overlay. Drop the opacity just to 50% so it's not too bright, not too obnoxious, but it gives it more stands out more. See how awesome that looks right now, guys? That's where we are. That's how awesome we can get. But we're not done yet. Oh no, we're only getting started. We're going to add another layer, and this is going to be a circle layer, and this is kind of like paint drops, I guess you'd say. And so let's find the main layer. Oh, right, here we are. So, paint drop layer. How do you make it? Oh, I'm glad you asked, guys. So grab your elliptical marquee tool here, and make sure there's a new layer, and this one needs to be above everything, on top of everything. And make a small circle, a white circle that is, and boom. White circle it is. Hey. Alright, I already made a bunch, as you clearly can see. Alright, now, you're probably thinking, well, how do I get that wiggle, 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 yeah, effect you have? Well, if you want the wiggle, wiggle effect on this, what you'll do on your main layer, okay, so go to Filter, and Distort, and you're going to select Ripple, and when Ripple opens, 100%, click OK, and boom. You will have the following effect that I have. The nice ripple, awesome effect. And we added the effects we added to our first original layer onto that layer. So go ahead to your main text layer, which mine's right here. Or, well, that's not right there, but anyway. And you can paste on your lovely effects. So we had an outer glow, inner glow, and gradient overlay. Yeah. So all of the previous layers, we just did the crazy color layer, the shadow layer, the main layer. Make 3 layers of your dots and do the same exact thing. And voila. And you will have to, although on the color layer, instead of using the brushes on your color layer for the dots, just go ahead and drop the opacity on that layer to like 20-30%. That way it's not too obnoxious and too bright. I mean, if you want to go the brush route and grab a brush and do all that stuff, you can, but for this layer, I think it's just easier if you go and drop the opacity. It makes it look awesome and still cool. Alright, we are almost done. We have 2 more little things to do to make it look awesome. Go ahead and grab an adjustment layer, a gradient map adjustment layer. Yeah. And on this one, I selected the rainbow one. The rainbow one you use for your lovely shadow effect. You need to grab that one. Alright. And then you're going to drop the opacity on that layer to 5%. That's it. And you should see an outcome such as mine. Alrighty-roo. Last but not least, we're going to add levels. And this just kind of balances out everything and makes it all come together and look awesome. So I went here, and these are my numbers. 15, 1.00, and 250. And that's it. That's all I got. So, yay! Yay to that. So I hope this was awesome enough for you guys. I hope it taught you something. I hope it was educational enough for you. And if you liked it, hit my like button. If you really, really liked it, you're welcome to subscribe. I love subscribers. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and thank you for all being awesome. We together are Team Awesome, and Team Awesome will win. Woo! Bye, guys.
Yeah.